But we've been saying double portion, and even me, I've been like praying, like, Lord, what is the double portion? What does that look like? And I just want to bring a little bit of definition quickly to that. And so if you have your Bibles, turn to 2 Kings 2. 2 Kings 2. And we're going to look in verse 9. This is Elijah and Elisha. Probably most of us know the story. And I'm going to pick up here verse 9. When they had crossed over, Elijah said to Elisha, ask what I shall do for you before I am taken from you. And Elisha said, please let a double portion of your spirit. Now, I want you to see something really significant here. Elijah doesn't ask for money. Elijah doesn't ask for fame. Elisha's not like, hey, can I have more camels? What does he ask for? He asks for the Spirit. Why? Because he's seen and tasted what was on Elijah's life. And when you've seen and you've tasted the Spirit, who cares about material things? I want a double portion of the Spirit. And so Elisha says this right here. He says, please let a double portion of your Spirit be upon me. But I want you to see what Elijah says. He says, you have asked a hard thing. And I think what's awesome about this is I think what Elijah's saying here is, you've actually asked something that I can't do. The Lord can do it. You've asked a hard thing. Listen to this. Nevertheless, I love the neverthelesses, right? Nevertheless, if you see me, someone say see. If you see me, because that's really important, when I am taken from you, it shall be so for you. But if not, it shall not be so. Isn't that fascinating? So there's this, like, please give me a double portion. And I would think Elijah would be like, yeah. Instead, he's like, no. There's actually a prerequisite here. And what is it? It's that you see. Why is that important? Because in order to step in to the double portion of the Spirit, Elijah had to stop being distracted, and he had to laser in on what God's doing. He had to look. He had to see. It's that song that we just sung, When I Lock Eyes with You. And what I felt this morning is I think this double portion can sound like this big thing that almost sounds too good to be true, yes? Is anybody else there? We're like, double portion, and we're kind of in this, whoa, like, how do I put handlebars on that, you know? What does that look like? And I just felt to encourage us with something. When God is releasing something, it's not too good to be true, it's just God. Some of us were like, double portion? This feels real Christianese, charismatic-y. We're like, what is this? And God's like, hey, if it's too good to be true, it's God. What if it's God? Like, we need to grasp this concept. God doesn't care if something sounds too good to be true. He doesn't care if something sounds impossible. What he cares about is who you are listening to. He cares about, are you listening to him or yourself? Are you listening to the enemy or to God? And so I just felt the Lord convict my heart this morning and ask me this question. Are you convinced that God actually desires to pour out a double portion? And what is it that we're crying out for when we say double portion? We're crying out for a double portion of his Spirit. That's what I want. I want a double portion of him. His presence, his nearness, his desire. Like, I found myself making it, I'm going to be honest, I found myself making the double portion more about blessing and favor than I have just more of the Lord. And I'm not opposed to that. I love praying for more blessing. I love praying for more favor. But let me tell you, blessing and favor follow the double portion of the Spirit. It's the Spirit. At the end of the day, all I really want is a double portion of his presence. Isaiah 61:7 says this, instead of your shame, you will have a double portion. And instead of humiliation, they will shout for joy over their portion. Therefore, listen to this, they will possess a double portion in their land. Everlasting joy will be there. So I want you to see, what does it say? It says instead of shame and instead of humiliation, the double portion of the Spirit brings joy. So I believe that when we talk about what God is doing and what he's building here at Convergence, it's a house. It's us, and he's asking us to follow him at all costs. I know this doesn't sound like a message. It sounds like a good exhortation. But listen, I am just so convinced that we have to pursue him in everything we do. Like, I need Jesus. Like when we sing that song, Give Me Jesus, like we should never sing that song like this. Give me Jesus. It should be, give me Jesus. Why? Because your heart should burn. Oh, I'm burning this morning. Give me more of Jesus. I have to have more of Jesus. I don't care about singing a song. I care about Jesus. And I just want more of him. And so my cry is more than anything that a double portion of him would be released.